Everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm looking at Hyperion Strings Ensemble from Soundiron. I'm really delighted that they sent me a little copy of this string library for me to take a little look at and do a little review of. As always, they sent it to me, gave it to me for free, but I'll be giving you my completely honest opinions on what looks like a really fantastic string library. So let's just take a look at their webpage here. So Hyperion String Ensemble. $549, which I think is, not bad for a string library with as many articulations as they seem to have. And this is the list of articulations here. So this is just first violins, loads and loads of different options here. We won't be able to go through them all today, of course, but this gives you a really good idea of the level of control that you could have over your sound and your orchestration with this library. I've just loaded up the default master patch of the first violins of Hyperion Strings Ensemble. So this is sustains, dynamic, and react. So this the sustain, dynamic, and react articulation allows us to smoothly blend between vibrato and clean non-vibrato sustains and use the swell control to fluidly move between the dynamic range. Great. Okay, let's just see what this sounds like. Okay, so I didn't have legato on there, so let's see the difference that it makes when I put legato on. I had no vibrato. Let's put vibrato on. So I'm just going to whack that up to like 50%. And let's just see what this sounds like now. Okay, and then we have controls up here of body. Let's just add a bit more body to it. I think this is like more kind of low end. Yeah, I think that's a really good sound. What I really like is the response time, and I assume this is for response time in the legato. Got slow and fast, so a tortoise and a hare. That seems to change if I do a fast notes, fast legato. It whacks up and then it moves up, and slow. So that works quite nicely. That's actually a really nice sound when I turn up the body a little bit and turn up the vibrato. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, let's just try sustains mezzo piano. So it seems that when I make changes to like the articulations down here, none of the the overall presets, the overall settings change at all, and that's okay. That's just something to be aware of. So I can turn down the vibrato and turn down the body. Okay, and then let's try mezzo forte sustains. Great. Piano sustains. Yeah, that's a really nice sound. And then forte sustains. And then performance. Okay, that's really useful. Great. And then we can decide how tight or loose it is. Yeah, great. Really, really useful. Okay, so what we've got here are lots of key switches, or settings for key switches, which we can set up. And we can use this option here, I believe, to choose from. Wow, this is a huge amount of articulations. This is massive. Huge, huge, huge amount of options here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is one of the largest amounts of articulations I've seen. Maybe it's just because it's all in one menu. But wow, this is great. Okay, and this is just for violin 1 as well. Let's try, I'm just going to randomly try tremolo forte. And then if we want to play chords, we turn off legato. Oh, the tail end of that note is great. It really marks the end of it. That's great. That's fantastic. That's a really nice end to the tremolo there. Let's just try a different one. I'm going to load in Ponticello sustained piano. So this will be a very kind of icy sound because they're playing right over the bridge of the instrument when you play sul Ponticello. So it's a much icier sound with a lot more overtones. Oh, that's great. Okay, what they've nailed there is this sort of detuned nature of it and the fact that some of the notes kind of crack. That is really effective and really realistic. Just the way that you hear that kind of that broken sound at the beginning of the note. I've just finished a 40-minute ballet score, which I go on about all the time, but it's kind of the main thing on my desk just now. And I wish I had this instrument before, because this is perfect. The ballet is all about a serial killer. And this... I just love the detuned kind of nature of it. It's very realistic. Very, very realistic indeed. I'm just randomly picking some that kind of jump out at me. Bridge sustain. Ha. Okay, and we can see how long the sample is here as well. What happens when it ends? It just loops again. Great. That is really cool. Yes, I love that sound. Amazing. I'm excited by this. Honestly, I had no idea what to expect when going into this, but this is really exciting. I'm so glad that Soundiron sent this to me. This is great. Okay, this is bow change dynamic. I think one bow per note. Very effective. Okay, spiccato piano. Okay, great. And you can see the round robins here, which is wonderful. Really good. I'm going to go to the bottom of the list. A crescendo 4-count clean vib. That'll just save so much time in programming, not having to go in and sort of change all the automations there. Okay, swell 4-count piano, mezzo forte piano. Great. That is really musical. Sforzando 4-count, mezzo forte, piano, mezzo forte. So loud, soft, loud. Great. That's a really useful thing to have in the armory. Fingers. So this is, I think, them just playing the note, but without the bow or pizzicato or anything. That is wonderful. Love the kind of aleatoire nature of it. It really sounds like an ensemble doing it. It's been captured really well. I'm kind of looking for all the weird stuff now. Silent sustain. Okay, this is super useful for sound design and for just kind of creative orchestration and creative effects. If you were doing a horror score, which I'm sort of doing just now, I would use this in combination with in my kind of electronic score to give that sort of natural organicness to it. It makes it sound a bit more real. This is beautifully captured stuff. Really, genuinely beautifully captured. And as I said, this is, if I didn't like this, I would tell you. I would very happily say if I didn't like this, but this is really great. Okay, here's some Bartok pizzicato. Great, very, very usable. Let's try some trills. This is a minor second trill. Yeah, great. Let's try another trill. Let's just go minor third. Major third. Yeah, great. Slow minor second, this could be good. That is really musical. That's great. Major second, slow. Okay, same kind of idea. Sorry I'm running through these so quickly, but there's just so many to get through and I don't really know where to go. Okay, let's try a slow fifth. Down the way. So if you were creating a texture and this was your accompanying material, that's easy to achieve. Yeah. Let's do ricochet. Okay, great. And then ricochet 3. Wonderful. And then tuning. That's really useful. That's I've never seen that in a string library before, but that's really super useful. Okay, cluster sustain, here we go. Okay, what's great also, we can adjust some of the pitches. Great, so we get a lot of control. Really great. Let's just carry on. So that was cluster sustain, cluster slide. I'm literally going to go and add this to the ballet score that I'm doing right now. I literally need that sound right now. That's going in. That's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. I need it. Okay, cluster skitter. What does this mean? Oh, that's cool. These are super, super creative effects. These are fantastic. Oh, these are so useful. And also what's great is they sound extremely realistic. They don't sound too processed. They sound really very, very organic, which is exactly what you want from a string library. Let's try some sustained muted stuff. So here's just piano muted strings. Yeah, that sounds particularly good and very effective. Not done much down the bottom of the list. Some more sardinos, crescendo sardinos. These samples are fantastic. Very, very fantastic. Pizzicatos. Very warm, very full-bodied. Yeah, great. So here's some staccatos. So a slightly elongated staccato. And here's a staccato 40. Really great change of attack there. You can really tell that's a 40 rather than a mezzo 40, for example. It's just a slightly different attack. And then here's the piano. So I'll be completely honest. I did not know what to expect from this library at all. And I'm going to have so much fun looking at the different articulations that are available. I've even just seen we've missed out harmonics completely. So here's harmonics. So as I was saying, I can have a lot of fun with this library. I think it has a huge amount of very detailed, very organic, very realistic sounding articulations here, which make it very, very useful. And I will 100% be adding this to my template. I feel very privileged to have been given a copy. And this, honestly, I will use particularly the special effects here are going to be absolutely brilliant, like the silent sustain, and the tuning is really great. I've missed out so many. I can't possibly go through all of these. I think the crescendos and decrescendos will be really useful just because they will save a lot of time in programming as well. So that's kind of a brief look at the Violin 1 kind of articulations, just the ones which have kind of caught my eye, and I hope I've kind of covered the main ones. I think we've done sort of some shorts, some pizzicatos, some longs, some effects, so you kind of get a sense of what this is all about. I'm going to go back to the sustains, and we're going to go along the bottom here and have a look at some of the more the controls that we kind of have over the library. So effects, and we've got an equalizer. So this is just the default EQ which is on it. If I turn that off, we can get the difference. So you can hear the EQ is actually doing quite a lot to the sound. And if I put it back in again, it's really kind of warming the body of it quite significantly. I think we have some presets here. So let's just see. First, violin subtle. So this is something which Soundiron think works with Violin 1. So let's just see. Yeah, I think that's a really good effect to use. The compressor really kind of glues it together pretty nicely, and the EQ is just adding a bit of brightness. And the EQ is definitely kind of helping a bit as well. And I prefer that to the default. If I go back to the initial, was this the initial or the default? Here's the default. It's good. Well, they're both definitely good options. And again, you can get a lot of control. You can design your own sound. You don't need a separate plugin. You can just create it all here, save it as a preset, and then good to go. Okay, space. I assume this is some sort of reverb. Yes. Okay. Let's see what presets we've got. Okay, first violin, concert seating. So it's going over to the left. Yeah, that definitely works. And then let's try another one. First violin balance, that sent it more to the left perhaps. A really useful reverb to use. It's got some very good presets in it. I think I quite like the balanced, this one here. For first violins, I think that works really well. And again, it means you don't need a separate plugin. You've kind of got it all in the box here, which makes it really useful. So yeah, great reverb. Play assist. Okay, let's just set it to A major, and if I think it just makes all the white notes work with the key that you're in. Yeah, so if you're perhaps less experienced in writing music, or just need a bit of help and you can only play the white notes, any white note will fit with whatever key. Yeah, that's really useful indeed. Let's turn that off or else I'll get confused. Okay, we've got an arpeggiator. Let's turn the tempo down a bit, that's a bit extreme. Great, this is a really useful thing to have in as well. Again, this is a string ensemble that has everything you need in the box to really create some interesting music. Okay, mixer. Now we've got to the different mic positions. So the default, I guess, is stage and far. Well, let's just hear what the close sounds like. So I've turned off the other mics. We're in violin 1, sustain, dynamic, and react. I've turned on legato, and this is just the close on their own. Great, very direct sound. Let's hear stage on its own. You can hear there's a bit more of the room in there, and here is mid. And then far. So the room mics, I assume. And then we can obviously have a bit of control if we use all four. So let's just do that now. So we'll have mostly the stage, bit of the far, a little bit of the close for detail. I think that works pretty nicely, actually. So we get a lot of control over the sound here. Okay, so that's basically what all I'm going to do with first violins, and I'm not going to spend too much time on any more articulations. I think I've covered a lot of them in Violin 1, but let's move on to Violin 2, and let's just see what's going on in there. Okay, so this is Hyperion Strings Ensemble Violin 2. What I meant to say in the first one, what's really useful about this is we can load in lots of different articulations and assign them to our key switches here. So we can have, I don't know, a shorts setup or an effect setup or a legato setup. And we can have a lot of kind of control over what we want each instrument to kind of have. So that's really useful. So here's Violin 2 sustains, or legatos, sorry. Great, really good sound. It defaults to some of the stage and some of the far, so we'll leave that there. Spiccatos. Really great sound. I'm just going to do a couple more, just sort of things which second violins would normally do, so kind of accompanying passages. It looks like this has very, very similar articulations to Violin 1, which is great. Here's a decrescendo 4 count. Great, very, very good. Staccato long dynamic. Great. A little bit of tremolo. Here's some forte. Sorry, piano. Again, really usable sound. I'm going to do one more random one. Let's do a pizzicato forte. Really great sound. Really, really good. So again, Violin 2 is very complementary, I think, to Violin 1. It has all the same controls, all the same effects, reverb. I mean, I guess the default would put it into Violin 2 concert seating, which I think is a very usable one. Let's put it in performance. So you can hear it, to me, it's kind of coming from slightly to my left, which is good. We've got play assist again, the arpeggiator, and then the mixer again. So all the same controls as Violin 1, and what sounds like and looks like all the same articulations as well, which is great to have so much detail for both string parts. Really wonderful. Going to move on to viola now and do a similar kind of quick look. I think most of the articulations will have been covered though. So here is the master of the viola from Hyperion Strings Ensemble. If I load in all the mics here, so 4 mics, just looking at the memory, it's only 2.84 gigabytes worth of RAM. So if you have all 4 instruments open, I assume it's going to be less than 12 gigabytes worth of RAM. Just something to consider, that it's not a huge amount of RAM that you require for this. So here's the viola sound. This is just their sustains. I'm going to turn on legato. Really nice richness to it as well, which is great. Here's some pizzicato. Really, really nice richness. Here's some staccatos. Very good sound again. Nice richness in the low register. Yeah, great sound. Again, these will all be the same effects. Sorry, not the same effects, the same articulations as Violin 1, so I'm not going to go over too many of them. Let's just hear some tremolo. I really like the tremolo in this library. Very, very, very powerful and good dynamic range as well, which is great. Here's some Bartok in the viola. Great sound again. Wonderful. Let's just do body tap. Oh, cool. I'm going to turn this one up a bit for you guys. Really cool effect to have. So I assume they're just tapping the instrument with their fingers or some object. Oh, wow. That's cool. I'm glad I found that. That's a really cool effect. So that's body tap on viola. Doesn't sound like a viola much. I wonder what it sounds like if it's just the close mic. Or the far. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, great effect. Really cool effect to have. Again, I just kind of accidentally found that. I haven't planned what I was going to look at all in this today. I'm just really just taking kind of an initial sort of look at it, which is really fun because I have no idea what I'm going to find. Okay, flautando, and then I'm going to move on to cello. And turn off legato. So flautando is when you play further away from the bridge and over the fingerboard, and you get that kind of much more muffled, less direct, less focused kind of sound, which can be really useful in quiet kind of writing. And I think Soundiron have sampled it really beautifully for the violas here. Great. Okay, I'm going to move on to cellos now. Here's the sustains. really nice depth to it. I'm just going to turn on legato now. I'm going to add some vibrato to this just to see if it what it does to the tone. Really like the depth of it. Sounds very rich and sonorous. It's great. Really very good. Here's some spiccatos. The spiccatos I'm really impressed by. They sound absolutely wonderful. Really nice richness and depth. Really great. Let's just try a couple of effects or different articulations. Here's a run up. Amazing, super useful. Run down, major. Would take ages to program that. That is so useful. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to be using this for sure. These staccatos behind the bridge, great effect. What I love about this library is I can see so many applications for it. I can use it, I think, for some very kind of nice orchestral writing. I think it will blend well with other libraries. But if I want to write something a bit weird and a bit creepy, this is going to be my go-to library for string effects. This could be from like a Lutosławski score or something like that. It's really, really incredible sounds. Here's a cluster bend. Really usable, really great. Here's some staccatos. Got a bit more weight behind them than the spiccatos, which is nice. And let's just do some pizzicatos. Yeah, the pizzicatos in this are really impressive. I really like them. And even just using these two mics. I think that's a really pleasing sound. I probably wouldn't use much more than that. I think it's great. Okay, I'm going to move on to the basses now. just so you have a flavour of what all these instruments kind of sound like. I'm going to turn on legato. Okay, here's some staccatos. Maybe what I would do is I would actually add some close just for some detail. Yeah, I think the close kind of helps that, just give a little bit more depth to it. That sounds really good. Let's leave those mic settings in. Here's some pizzicatos. Really great sound. Honestly, this is being added to my template as soon as I finish this video. Yeah, get this in my template. I need this. This is really great. Yeah, here's some Bartoks as well. Where did they go? Bartoks. Yeah. Really good. Let's just try some crescendos. Let's do piano to 40. That attack at the end is really magic. No other word for it. So I think the way I'm going to use this is I'm going to create a couple of instances of each of these instruments and put all the crescendos in kind of preloaded. So I have like a crescendos instrument, and then I'll have a pizzicatos instrument, or I'll have a special effects instrument. And I think that's how I'll kind of add it to my template. So we'll have all the crescendos loaded in, and the decrescendos in these key switch slots here. So that then I can just, in my template, just say, okay, I want a crescendo, basses, 8 counts. And I don't have to program it. It's just there as a sample. So that's a really useful way that I'm going to use this instrument, I think. So that was a really quick look at Hyperion Strings Ensemble. I'm going to revisit this, I think, because I'm really impressed by it. I have to say, this is the first time that I've actually opened this instrument today. You're literally seeing me exploring it for the first time. And I hope you can tell from my reaction that genuinely I'm really delighted to have this product and to be given the chance to review it, because I honestly think that particularly the things that stand out to me are the kind of the special effects, which are really organic and well created. and extremely useful and musical. The pizzicatos are great. The spiccatos are great. I think that the controls that we get, particularly just a basic equalizer, a good compressor, and really easy to kind of visualize reverbs, all in the box, all within the plugin, makes this really fantastic value. And as I said, I'm definitely going to be adding this to my template without question. I'm going to be doing a video quite soon about what I've added to my template in 2024. So I'll be talking about this again for sure, because this is 100% going into my template. And what I also really like is just the actual the user interface, the UI. Just to be able to really clearly see what the key switches are, and the different controls of the legatos is great. Hopefully you got a good impression of the really high quality library that Hyperion Strings Ensemble is. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us a little like. I'd really appreciate it if you fancy subscribing as well. We've got some brilliant videos coming out very, very soon. More like this and more about kind of composition process as well. I'm going to be mixing my 40-minute ballet score as well, so that's coming up very soon. So if you're interested in all that kind of stuff of me being a composer and bringing you along for this journey, then please do give us a little like and subscribe. Otherwise, go and follow Soundiron. Check out their Hyperion Strings. Thank you so much to Soundiron again for giving me a copy of this and letting me loose on it. I've really genuinely enjoyed getting to know it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I do with it over the next little while. Anyway, that was a very garbled ending to the video. Thanks so much for coming along. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you all very soon. Cheers.